Man killed in Chicago while driving. Baby was grazed. It's chaos out here. Check it out.
Man is dead tonight after being shot in a car on the city's Lower West Side. His 6-month-old baby was in the car at the time.
WGN's Christine Flores is live at Stroger Hospital with details and an update on the baby's condition. Christine.
Ray and Micah, good evening. That 6-month-old baby boy was brought here to Stroger Hospital after a grazed wound to his right cheek. His father was pronounced dead on scene. Neighbors on site did describe him as a hardworking family man who was raising several children.
I heard all of a sudden, like, gunshots, like really loud. They felt like it was right here, right exactly where it was. And then we kind of heard the car, or like a car, like speed away.
Those gunshots left a red Jeep Compass riddled with bullets around the driver's side window near West 24th Street and South Oakley Avenue in the city's Lower West Side. Bailey Blessing was inside of a local cafe when the shots rang out.
We were all kind of just like, what was that? What we thought it was? But it was kind of just, you kind of go into like, I'm just going to stay here. I'm not going to move right now.
According to police, it was around 10:45 Wednesday morning when a 35-year-old man was driving northbound when an unknown blue vehicle approached and someone inside opened fire. Officials say the male victim sustained multiple gunshot wounds to the head and body. His vehicle struck two unoccupied parked cars. He was pronounced dead on scene. Police say a 6-month-old male baby was a rear passenger inside of the victim's Jeep. He sustained a grazed wound to his right cheek and was transported to Stroger Hospital in good condition.
I hope that the child is okay and honestly has no memory of this whole event, because what a way to remember your parent growing up in their final moments.
Yellow and red police tape blocked off the scene as investigators combed through the area for evidence.
I was like walking right past it just 20 minutes prior. Yeah. So I easily could have been walking right there. It's terrifying.
No other injuries were reported. Officials say the suspect's vehicle fled southbound on Oakley. At this time, the search continues for the gunman. Area 4 detectives are investigating. Reporting live from Stroger Hospital, Christine Flores.
That's unfortunate, and it's very sad to see a child being grazed, a father being lost, so much violence in Chicago. Now, obviously, we can't say what he was into or what he wasn't into, but it's unfortunate, and I think that violence in these blue cities has completely gotten out of control, and the people are the ones that pay for it. In addition to that, a gang member, I don't know if you would consider him a migrant or what, because everybody's starting to look the same nowadays to me, but a gang member is accused of robbing, ain't accused, he did it. He robbed a Manhattan assistant DA and then showed his thing in the process. Check it out.
Next story about violence in New York City. Another story about it. A city where residents are already questioning why the flood of random attacks.
And this particular attack, with an unusual twist, clearly proves that nobody is immune to street violence. The victim this time, an assistant district attorney here in Manhattan. She was confronted Sunday at her apartment in Midtown.
And the evildoer in all this, hitting her up for money and then
calling them evildoers
engaged in a disgusting behavior. Here's Lauren Glassberg.
Well, that suspect, 25-year-old Brandon Samosa, will be arraigned at criminal court here in Lower Manhattan, but it will actually be a Bronx district attorney that prosecutes him. That's to avoid any conflict of interest, since the alleged victim is a Manhattan assistant district attorney. This is video of a smiling Brandon Samosa being led out of the Midtown South precinct on West 35th.
Is that a migrant or is that somebody that's inherently here? We don't even know no more. They're not even telling you what's going on. They just say suspected gang member.
Street this morning. Police say at about 2 a.m. Sunday, he robbed a 38-year-old woman in the hallway of her Hell's Kitchen apartment building. He allegedly grabbed her purse, cell phone, and bank cards, and also performed a lewd act. The victim is a Manhattan assistant DA.
They lucky I ain't doing the national news. I would be like, and then he showed his thing.
He was not injured. Police traced her stolen.
And it couldn't have happened to a better person. Not saying that we victim shame, but when we talk about the judges and the district attorneys and stuff, instead of them spending more time focusing on Trump and trying to interfere in the election, they should have been focused on making sure that they keep these criminals locked up and these people from being prevented from coming over here in the first place.
Stolen cell phone to a hotel on West 45th Street, which led them to believe the suspect is a migrant, and they were able to track him down.
Yep, he's a migrant, just like I thought. Didn't even know that they was going to say this. Knew that it was something bad. Yep, and that's why he don't care, because he like, oh, they used to coming from a space where they got to be held accountable for their actions. You steal? You go to jail? You locked up. You in the worst conditions. Over here, they're like, man, we can get 3 hots on a cot. I was tired anyway. It's cold. I'll be out tomorrow no matter what. No bail.
Somoza was arrested just last night. Police say he was using drugs on the street and had stolen items with him. Police believe he is part of Tren de Aragua. That's the Venezuelan gang that has preyed on people in Times Square and Central Park. Somoza is facing a number of counts, including sexually motivated robbery and burglary. He also...
Get these people up out of here. There should be a completely different set of rules for people that's not from the United States of America that's here over here committing crime. Honestly. And then last but not least, Jay Leno. Jay Leno is out here falling down hills, falling down the steps and falling down hills and having a bruised face and wearing an eye patch. Crazy. Check it out.
What on earth happened to Jay Leno?
Oh, your poor face.
Look at my eye.
Oh my gosh.
Jay Leno is all bruised up. The left side of his face is black and blue. His eye is swollen shut. And look at his injured wrist.
I broke my wrist, lost the nail on the finger, and then I'm all black and blue.
The comedian says he fell down a 60-foot hill.
I said, well, the hill doesn't look that steep. Let me take it down. And then
You rolled down a hill?
Oh,
that's not true.
No, it's true.
Jay Leno says he was staying at a Hampton Inn about 30 miles outside of Pittsburgh on Saturday night when he wanted to have dinner at a local restaurant before his show.
Hey, hold on. So if Jay Leno, who's as rich as anybody out here in these streets, and got more cars and a bigger collection of vehicles than anybody outside of probably Seinfeld, if Jay Leno is staying at a Hampton Inn, because I know the story is Jay Leno was black and bruised. Jay Leno was staying at a Hampton Inn trying to find dinner. All right, I know I'm not too good to ever stay at anywhere now.
Instead of walking a mile and a half down the road, he decided to take a shortcut down the hill. Not a good idea. This is believed to be the steep incline.
Jay Leno decided to act like a migrant. I know I shouldn't be laughing. That's what happened. Listen. You're going to learn one way or another, especially as you age. You don't take shortcuts. Don't take shortcuts. I was over there chilling with my nephews the other day, and they said, hey, man, we could just hop over this fence. Nope. It's a fence for a reason. When you get older, you're supposed to get wiser. You don't take shortcuts. No. That's what happens when you get older and you start compromising. You end up like Jay Leno. Don't. Now you black and blue. You ain't got no fingernails. You got an eye patch on and your whole body is sew up. You got a broken wrist. Nah, I'm not hopping no fences. I'm not taking no shortcuts. I'm not doing none of that. I'm going to do regular I don't even cross the street without the light being green no more. Without the light being red and I get the walk signal. Even if the light is red, I got to have a walk signal. When you get older, you start adhering to all of the advice that you was told when you was a little kid that you never advised. Look both ways before you cross the street. Yep, I am. Because life is precious. I'm precious now. If something happened to me, what happens to everybody else? Life is precious. And I look both ways before I cross the street. I wait for the walk signal. I look at the crossing guard, get some signals from him. I'm not doing nothing that I ain't supposed to do no more. This is what happened. You take shortcuts.
He tumbled down.
Well, I hit a bunch of rocks. It was 60 feet.
Incredibly, the famous workaholic legend performed just 3 hours later without even taking a day off to nurse his injuries. Last night, he was back at it again, performing at a comedy show in Beverly Hills. This is just the latest mishap to afflict Leno in recent years.
Get that bag then, Jay.
In November 2022, he was severely burned in a fire inside his garage.
I went to the Grossman Burn Center, and I got a new face.
All right,
That's a
Black
brand new
Beauty, you
ear.
keep
Leno
jaywalking.
needed skin grafts, and there he is undergoing hyperbaric therapy at the world-renowned Grossman Burn Center
gotta
in
stop,
Los
bro.
Angeles.
Gotta slow
Tomorrow
down,
night,
big dog.
he'll perform at Comedy for a Cause in Hermosa Beach to raise money for the Burn Foundation.
Listen, we gotta start being a little bit better about our health. We gotta take care of our business. We gotta abide by the rules. They there for a reason.